Very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all. Myself, Vaibhav. In today's session of Visual JForex, we will be continuing our work using the indicator Murrey channel. This indicator gives us the idea of the trend as well as the strength of the trend. Along with that, we can also utilize this formation to figure out the overbought and oversold territories, the scenarios in which a reversal is possible. So this is a multi-purpose. You can use it in multiple ways. So I will be trying to devise a profitable system using these algorithmic setup using the indicator. So let us now head to the Visual JForex board. In last two sessions, the development so far included these instrument subscription where we are using the Euro USD as the default instrument. After that, these Murray channel blocks were added. First one is of 4 hourly candle period, whereas the second one is hourly. And to look at the price volatility, we are also relying on these get historical candles of varying time period, hourly, 4 hourly, and 10 seconds as well. And to look for the opportune time for the optimum entry and exit, we are relying on some calculations. So these were carried out using these calculation expression blocks. And on the lower side, we have this formation. The conditions have been defined for the execution of the buy trade. Now, for this session, the focus is mainly going to be on the sell side. We will be looking to devise the entry points for the sell trade using these Murray channel indicators. And later on, after completing the last session, when I was looking at this formation, I realized there was additional need of one more conditions. Otherwise, the order positioning becomes open-ended. So I will explain to you here. We need the last hourly candle close to have happened above this sixth of eight pivot points of this Murray channel, and as and when that happens, the order gets placed on the fourth of eight pivot points. And when defining the conditions last time around, I had only said that last hourly candle close needs to be greater than sixth of eight pivot points, and if that remains true, then after each hour, as long as this closing happens above this sixth of eight pivot point of this Murray channel, we will have the system placing the orders for the execution of the buy trade. To avoid that kind of scenario, we need to add the condition that the penultimate candle should have closed below this sixth of eight pivot point of the Murray channel, and only when this cross happens, we will see that the algorithm places order, and after that, if the price action continues to rise, no order will be placed. So that's how this system should work. So now we need to go back and add one more get historical candle with the look back period of 2, and using the if else statement, we will have to define the condition. So I will bring in one component, info component. Okay, so here it is, and this is going to be changed to hourly, shift value of 2. Okay, and now we need one more logical block. The candle 32 candle close. needs to be less than the sixth of this hourly Murrey channel formation. So we have to take, okay, now I will add it to the buy side. Prior to that, let us also join this. All other conditions remain the same. And here, first input less than second input. Okay. Now we go back to defining the sell side of the equation. How and when the execution of the sell trade will happen, I will explain to you. First, the conditions on the JForex chart, JForex platform using this Euro USD as the instrument of choice. This is the hourly time frame chart, and as you can see, I have plotted the Murrey channel values here on the chart, and for sell side we need the momentum to be bearish, but we are utilizing the 4th of 8 as the crucial marker. We will be placing the sale order at that point in time, but for that trade to be executed we need the last hourly candle close to have happened below second of 8 pivot point of the Murrey channel. So that will indicate that the momentum is bearish and the price is falling. And now is the time to go for the execution of the sale trade. So here the logic is quite simple. We need the momentum to be on our side, and when we see that price decline is there, we will be looking to initiate the sale trade. And the stop loss and target price is going to be dependent on the difference between these formations of the Murrey channel pivot point. We will take into consideration the difference between the 4th of 8 pivot point and the 6th of 8 pivot point, and that will be our stop loss, and twice of it will be our target price. So that's how we are going to keep the system dynamic. So now let us head back to the Visual JForex board. And here, first thing first we will need to do is get the calculation done for defining for of the stop loss and take profit. The order validity is going to remain the same for both the sides, for buy as well as for the sell trade, and it is defined as 4 hours. Okay, now we have to bring in calculation expression blocks. We are going to need 3 of these. Now here we take the difference this is going to be higher, so we deduct the level 48P15 from level 68P15, and this is going to be A1 minus A2 as per the Excel convention, and this will be the difference which we will utilize to set the stop loss. Okay, but since we have to use integer data type for defining the stop loss, we will have to multiply it with 10 raised to the power 4. That variable was created last time around, so all we have to do is take it again and carry out the calculation. A1 into A2. Now I will not define the output value just yet. We will wait for the addition of the trade command block, since we need this output value to be in integer data type. If now I define it, it is going to be in double data type. So we wait it out. Okay. Now let us start defining the conditions for the execution of the sale trade. And for that, the logical blocks are going to be needed. And we want the formation to be symmetric, so the number of blocks, the number of conditions which need to be fulfilled are going to be the same as the buy side. So we are going to need 5 of these if else statements. And one trade command block, which is going to be the pending open. We want the larger time frame trend to be on the bearish side also. So for that we need the 4-hourly candle close, which is candle 17 candle close, to be less than the 4/4 of 8 pivot points of the 4-hourly Murrey channel. So we have to take this level 48P11 and compare it to the candle 17 candle close. So we have this first input less than second input, and now we have to define the conditions involving the hourly Murrey channel output values. We need to simply compare its second of 8 pivot point output value. So we have to take this level 28 P15 as the common input in both of these blocks and compare it to the closing values of candle 16 and candle 32. Okay, so we have candle 16 candle close, and candle 32 candle close. And here we need the last hourly candle close to be less than the level 28P15. So first input less than second input, whereas the candle 32 candle close needs to have been greater. So first input greater than second input. And once these three conditions are satisfied, all we have to do is place the order as and when the price starts to drop below the last hourly candle close. So we have to take candle 16 candle close and compare it to the closing values of the 10-second candles. Candle 16 candle close, and here we have candle 18 and candle 19 candle close values, which will need to be compared to the candle 16 candle close. Candle 18 has the look back period of 1, so it needs to have closed lower compared to the candle 16. Candle 18 and prior to that the candle 19 should have closed higher. First input greater than second input. Candle 18 candle close needs to be less, so first input less than second input. Okay, so we have defined these conditions for the execution of the sell trade. Now let me place it on the lower side. There is going to be a limit order, sell limit, and the price of the execution is going to be the central level, which is level 48P15. Default instrument remains as it is. Trade amount is going to be 0.1 million, slippage 2 pips. Now coming to the stop loss. The stop loss is going to be the result of this calculation. I will create the variable here and we will assign it to this calculation. And And then whatever is the stop loss, we take twice of it as the take profit. So we simply take this output value and multiply it with 2. This variable carries the value 2. This is going to be A1 into A2. Okay. And again, we have to do the same thing. We have to create the variable here, as we need the data type to be integer. And assign it here. Okay. So we have almost completed this formation. One thing remains, which is order validity. We had defined it last time around for 4 hours. So all we need to do is take that value and use it here, and that we have already done now. So I will place it where it belongs, on the lower side, along with the conditions for the execution of the sale trade. Now it's time to join it here and here. Okay. Now let me check if the trade iteration flow is going through till the very end. And yes, as we can see, it is color coded red. That means the iteration flow is uninterrupted till the very end. I hope you have been able to understand the logical as well as the execution part of these algorithms using the indicator Murrey channel. So I would suggest that you try it out on yourself on your platform and see whether you can design these algorithm. And once you are done with it, I would also suggest that you carry out extensive testing on the historical data on JForex platform. So you will get the idea of its efficacy. So that's it from my side. If any of you have any query or any idea to share, you can write to me in the feedback section, and I would be more than happy to take the discussion forward. We are also available on the Facebook. You can reach out to us there. Thank you all for joining in. Have a fabulous time ahead. See you next time. Till then, goodbye.